The dispatch board provides an overview of work in progress and the workload for your service technicians. From the dispatch board, you can make adjustments to work orders and use it as a launching point to open detailed records for specific work orders, service technicians, and customers. To open the dispatch board, click on the dispatch board button located at the top left corner of the WorkTrack service management page. The dispatch board has two areas in which you will be working on a daily basis. The first area is the schedule view. This page displays all scheduled work orders. Keep in mind that the work order can be scheduled and unassigned. Unassigned work orders that have been scheduled can appear in the schedule view of the dispatch board provided you have selected unassigned to show on the board. You can use the horizontal scroll bar at the bottom to move back and forth within the 24-hour period of the day displayed. The schedule view allows you to see the scheduled time and the technician assigned to the work order. Any work order appearing on the unassigned row can be dragged to the desired technician and time. You can also use the drag and drop feature to reassign the work order to a different technician. Hover the mouse over the customer name on the work order to display information such as address, problem description, phone number, promised arrival time, and other information. The column to the left displays your technicians and the number of work orders that have been assigned for the day. The vertical line with the down arrow at the top represents the current time. Of course, the only time you will see this vertical line is when today's date is being displayed. If you happen to be looking at a date other than today's date, this line will not appear. Let's say a customer calls and has to reschedule an appointment to a different day. To do this, click on the customer name appearing on the work order. This will open the work order's assignment page. You can make the necessary changes here and click OK. Remember to scroll up and click on the OK button once you've completed your changes. Once you click OK, you are returned to the schedule view of the dispatch board after the refresh occurs, which may take a few seconds. The schedule view of the dispatch board allows you to easily determine the status of the work orders by color. Yellow indicates pending and awaiting pickup. Blue indicates pending and already picked up by the technician. Red indicates immediate attention should be given to the work order. More than likely it has not been picked up or started by the time promised. Green indicates a work order in progress, and gray indicates a completed work order. The second area of the dispatch board is the list view. Click the list button in the upper right-hand corner to move to this page. This page will display all work orders, which include those that are scheduled, assigned, unscheduled, and unassigned. In the list view, you can sort the work orders by clicking on the column name. Clicking the column name again will reverse the sort order. The columns that appear on this page can be customized by your system administrator. The fields that are displayed, along with the order in which they are displayed, from left to right, are determined in the dispatch board settings. If you need changes made to this page, please contact your system administrator to do so. Let's go ahead and discuss using the dispatch board on a daily basis. Using the dispatch board is easy. Let's start from the schedule view. From the schedule view, determine where you need to schedule your next work order. If the work order appears as unassigned but has been scheduled, just use the click and drag to move the work order to where it needs to appear on the schedule board and to update the estimated time of arrival, or ETA. If you need to schedule an unscheduled work order, which means a specific scheduled time has not been assigned, go to the list view and determine which work order to schedule. Click the appointment text on the work order and the work order assignment page will open. When the work order assignment page is open, you will be allowed to change the scheduled date and time as well as assign it to a technician. Remember to click the radio button beside the technician's name to assign the work order to that technician. Once you've made your changes, click OK. And after a few seconds, your dispatch board will appear and your list view will be open. Click the schedule view. A refresh of the data will occur automatically every 5 minutes or so. However, you can always click the refresh button if you need it to refresh sooner. Notice in the status bar the counter which indicates the last time a refresh of the data occurred. Let's look at some of the features on the dispatch board now. The New Work Order button will allow you to add a new work order from the dispatch board. The Refresh button will immediately refresh the data in the screen instead of you having to wait for the next automatic refresh. The Number on Board area is a count of work orders. The count beside the gray button indicates the number of work orders that do not need attention. The count beside the yellow button represents work orders that may soon need some type of attention or action taken. And the count beside the red button represents the number of work orders that need immediate attention because they either have not been picked up by the technician or the technician has not arrived by the designated promised time. When determining which technicians to display on the schedule view, click the Select Service text at the top left and select the technicians to appear on the dispatch board. The left column represents all of the available technicians and the right column represents the technicians selected for your dispatch board. Be sure to highlight the technician and use the left or right arrow button and add or remove the tech from the selected service text column. Don't forget to select the unassigned technician, which allows you to see work orders which have been scheduled but remain unassigned. If you do not select unassigned, you will only see work orders assigned to your selected technician while using the schedule view of the dispatch board. Click OK once you have selected the desired technicians. There are two views you can utilize under the schedule view. The first is daily, which can be accessed by clicking the D shown at the top of the page. This will provide a chart which will display the work order scheduled for a selected day. The time appears across the top of the page, while each selected technician appears on the left side of the page. Click the W at the top of the page to display the weekly view. The weekly view provides a compressed view of the work orders assigned to each technician for each day of the week. Rescheduling and reassigning a work order is easy. While in the daily view of the dispatch board, click and drag the work order to the desired technician and time slot. Notice how the scheduled time is displayed on the work order as you click and drag it. This is done so you will know exactly what time you are scheduling the work order. The times are moved in 15-minute increments. Once the work order has been moved, you can open the work order detail to see if you like the changes that have been made. The date you see in the middle of the page is the scheduled date in which you are working. You can change this date by clicking on the calendar button and choosing the correct date. The previous day option will display the previous day's work based on the date appearing beside the calendar. If you have today displayed as the date beside the calendar, when you click previous day, then yesterday's date will appear. However, if you are looking at last Wednesday's schedule board and you click previous day, then last Tuesday's date would be displayed for you. The next day option is similar to the previous day option, however it takes you one day forward based on the calendar date displayed. If you happen to be displaying a date other than today, you can easily get back to today's calls by clicking on the calendar and selecting today at the bottom of the calendar. The Map It link will display the location of the work orders in the order of the scheduled time. Click the text of Map It in the upper right corner to open the Map It program. Using the navigational tools in the upper left corner of the map, you can zoom in or zoom out, and you can also move north, south, east, or west. When zooming in or out, click on the desired letter representing the work order you wish to see. Then click on the plus or minus key to zoom in or out respectively. Use the directional arrows for north, south, east, or west when necessary to move the map itself. The Text tab in the Map It page will provide for you at a glance GPS-related information for your technicians. The area at the bottom of the dispatch board displays some helpful information. First, there is a dotted line which represents the time a technician spent en route to the customer site, and it will appear before a work order if the work order status was ever en route. The solid gray bar represents the amount of time spent working at the site based on the start and completed time. You will also see displayed at the bottom of the dispatch board the time zone in which you are working. If you look at the very bottom of the page, you can see a countdown of the last time the dispatch board was refreshed. The dispatch board refreshes every 5 minutes automatically. Let's cover some other features available from the list view. When in the list view, trying to determine which work order you should schedule to which technician or time, you can use the filter option to assist you in narrowing down the list of work orders based on specific criteria. For example, once you click the Filter Off option, you will see the filters become available for you. The first filter option is the Date option. By default, the Date option is off, which means this page will show you all incomplete work orders regardless of the scheduled date. Click on the arrow to see the options you have to choose from. By changing the date filter to Today or some option other than Off, you will see the incomplete work orders for the selected option. Please keep in mind that once you change the option, it may take a few seconds for the screen to refresh and display the information for you. The second option is the Status filter. By default, this option is off, which means it will show all incomplete work orders regardless of the status. Click on the arrow to select a different option. You can select from En route, On hold, Paused, Picked up, Unassigned, Waiting for pickup, or Work started. Once you select an option from the status filter, it will take a few seconds for the screen to refresh and display the correct work orders. The third option is Specialty filter. This option allows you to choose from your various skills that have been set up for your company. These skill levels by default are assigned to each service category, which has been set up under the service packages in your settings. When you add a work order and select a service category, the default skill level is assigned to the work order. Click the arrow to select the skill level. At this time, you will see only those incomplete work orders with the selected skill level assigned. The filter option remains on when you exit the list view and return. If you wish to have the filters off, just click the filter on text and modify the filters so that each filter is off. Once the filter is turned off, you will be able to see all of your work orders that are incomplete reappear. The legend at the bottom of the list view displays the various statuses of the work orders. If a work order status in the list is red, that indicates an immediate action should be taken for the work order. Most of the time, your technician will be responsible for changing the status of the work order. However, there may be times when you need to make a change to the status. To do this, click the black arrow beside the status icon and select the desired status. This will take a few seconds and then your refreshed data will appear. The Map It functionality is also available from the List View page. Here is an overview of the dispatch board. You may use the Schedule view to click and drag the scheduled work orders to the correct technician and time. Or you may reassign a work order by clicking and dragging to another technician. The List view can be used for determining which work orders need to be scheduled or assigned in order for the work order to appear in the Schedule view.